Hello there, so we're in another bar in Leeds. It's time for another beer club compilation. Today we're in Brew York in Leeds, North Briggate.
Sounds about right, yeah.
So, as before with these beer club compilations, I'm going to roll some previous footage of all the previous beers that I've reviewed from Brew York. That's Luke having a satisfying groan in the background.
Sorry.
Luke's trying a Haze of Thunder. And I've got a time travelling taxi. So what we're going to do first of all is roll back footage from some of the previous Brew York beers that we've reviewed, and then we'll come back here for some bonus reviews as well. So we'll roll the footage and we'll see you in a few minutes. So between the old footage from previous videos and the brand new footage that we filmed whilst out and about, there's actually 13 different beers from Brew York in total getting reviewed here on this video. So let's not waste any more time because we've got beer to drink. Despite its appearances, Brew York's Black Eagle is in fact a West Coast style IPA, even though it pours out as almost jet black, like it's a stout. Lots of pleasing floral and citrus aromas of Cascade hops alongside piney Chinook, combined with a solid malty but not roasted backbone to give a bitter West Coast finish. Appearances can be deceiving. This one certainly is. Rhubarbra Streisand, a rhubarb milkshake pale ale, rammed with vanilla, fiery ginger, and of course, some rhubarb. The sweet and slightly tart rhubarb is balanced with the creamy vanilla to hark back to those delicious rhubarb and custard sweets from your childhood, just in liquid form. This is one of the best milkshake pale ales that I've had on this channel. Much recommended. Raspberry Pi is brewed with oat milk for extra body and creaminess, and with the intention of making the milkshake beer more accessible to others. The beer is a striking red colour in the glass with a single finger of foam. On the aroma it's juicy and tarty, which then carries into the taste with fruity raspberries up front, complementing the smooth oak milk. And then there's a comforting vanilla taste on the finish. It's juice Forsyth. Yes, I had to do the pose, didn't I? So we actually get a wonderful fruity mango aroma as soon as you even open the can. Upon pouring it into a glass, we're getting a lovely hazy mango colour with about 2 fingers of foam. Again, it's got an absolutely amazing smell to it. That fruitiness then carries through into the taste. It is delicious and very refreshing. Lovely and juicy. A good game. Yes, very pleased with this one. Next up, we have Goose Willis, a gooseberry full sour, named after a certain vest-wearing action movie star. So let's get the beer into a glass. I'm using the one that I got from the Craft Beer Festival that I featured in the last episode. Yes indeed, made in Yorkshire. So, beer in the glass, we're getting about a fingertip of white foam. There's good levels of carbonation, hazy appearance in colour. You can actually see the bits and pieces floating around in the glass. Again, a wonderful aroma coming off this, and it is a rather tarty smell of gooseberries. Upon having a taste, wow, hits you pretty much straight away. Loads of sourness in this beer from the get-go. You're really getting that taste of gooseberry up front, which then carries through to the end. The carbonisation really carries the flavour of the beer along, and you get a very pleasant mouthfeel from this. You'll always get the maltiness of a beer from a really good sour beer, and this is an excellent example of this. Very happy with this one. This beer has had a reputation that I've heard of. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and upon trying it, I can say it certainly doesn't disappoint. Yippee-ki-yay, mother plucker! Yes. And finally we have the X-Parrot. This is a collaborative beer between Brew York and Errant Brewery. Clearly the makers of this are big Monty Python fans. Good levels of carbonation once you get it in the glass, about a finger of slightly off-white foam. It's got a beautiful plumage as well. Hazy amber colour, looks really good. On the aroma we've got plenty of tropical fruit, pineapple, grapefruit, lime, passion fruit, mango. It smells fantastic. It smells absolutely fantastic. It's more fruity than the fruit and veg aisle of your local Tesco's. So let's have a taste of this. There's some white grape in there, some green apple, there's a candied sugary taste to it as well at the beginning, and then those tropical fruit flavours come in, again the mango, the pineapple, the grapefruit, the lot. This is a tremendous beer. I've had a number of beers from Brew York in the past, and based on the selection that we've had on this video alone, I would seriously recommend that you give them a try. You certainly won't be pining for the fjords after having one of these, that's for sure. Right, that's the old reviews out of the way. Now it's time for the bonus ones, and as mentioned before, we're doing quite a few for this video. So let's start off this section of new reviews with Fairytale of Brew York. This is one that I got for Christmas along with a proper Brew York pint glass. I actually had a pint of this with some food when I visited the Brew York brewery and tap room when we spent the day in York to do some Christmas shopping. So what we've got here is a gingerbread milk stout coming in at 4.9% ABV in a very festive looking 440ml can. So after a lovely pour, we're getting a jet black appearance in the glass with about a finger's worth of tanned head. There's a gorgeous aroma of rich chocolate and hints of sweet gingerbread spice. It really does smell proper Christmassy and very welcoming. On the taste, it's very rich, smooth and creamy, as you would expect from a milk stout. But then you're getting a mouthfeel of that lovely sweet gingerbread flavour, which really does make it stand out from other milk stouts I've had before. Brew York usually put out a different variation of this beer out each year, so if you can't find any remaining cans of the 2022 version, which is what I have here, then definitely make sure you grab the version that will no doubt come out this year. Next up is Captain Strata and the Nectarons, which takes its name and inspiration after a childhood favourite from Jerry Anderson Studios. This is an American pale ale, brewed with Strata and Nectaron hops to create an extremely fruity beer that comes in at 4.5% ABV in a 440ml can. Straight away, as soon as you open the can, you're getting a lovely fruity aroma from this. Upon pouring the beer into a glass, you can see it's very hazy in appearance with just over a finger's worth of foam. It smells lovely and fruity. I'm getting guava, passion fruit, mango, melon, pineapple, grapefruit. There's also some good carbonation going on inside the glass, but the beer's so hazy you might not actually be able to see that on camera here. On the taste, it's lovely, juicy and punchy, which is balanced out brilliantly with a light sweetness and with a nice amount of bitterness on the back end, making this an extremely quaffable pale ale to enjoy. Groovy. Alright, you primitive screwheads, next up is Juice Campbell versus the Army of Dankness. This is a New England IPA coming in at 7.1% ABV, and it's Brew York's tribute to one of the greatest horror comedies ever made. Pouring this into a glass, the beer is another one that's very hazy in appearance, and it has under a finger's worth of head. It's very fruity on the aroma. There's citrus, grapefruit, melon, pineapple, a hint of mango and passion fruit. It smells wonderfully inviting. On the taste, it's got a really nice body to it, very crisp, vibrant and refreshing, with a pleased amount of bitterness that leaves behind a pleasant fruity mouthfeel. Ale to the king, baby, indeed. The last beer that we're going to enjoy in the Mabbers Tavern for this particular video is actually a collaboration with another one of my favourite Yorkshire-based breweries, which has featured on the channel here before. This is Sweet Temptation Chocolate Caramel Stout, a collaboration between Vocation Brewery and Brew York that comes in at 6.6% ABV in a 440ml can. And it sounds absolutely amazing. Now, look at that velvety colour as I'm pouring it out. That looks absolutely amazing. In the glass, it's pretty much completely black, about a finger's worth of tanned head. It's lovely on the aroma, chocolate, caramel, peanuts, all sort of sweet and vanilla-y, like a really nice chocolate fudge cake. Ooh, yes. It's got a really inviting smell to it. Right, let's get stuck into this. Oh yes, that is very nice. That is very nice indeed. I did really enjoy Vocation's Naughty and Nice, which was another sort of chocolatey sort of stout, but I think that this one might even just top that. This is delicious, absolutely delicious. Chocolate, caramel, vanilla. It's lovely, sweet and creamy, and there's enough bitterness right on the end to balance it all out and to leave behind a nice pleasant mouthfeel. It's not one for quaffing, it's one that you'll be sipping and savouring and taking your time over. But yeah, that's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, wonderful, a terrific example of what a stout should be like. Right, let's head back to Brew York in Leeds because we have a couple more beers to review before we finish this video. So I'm here with my friends Luke and Josh. I am enjoying a Time Travelling Taxi, which is a double dried hopped pale ale, coming in at 5.4% ABV, as this poster so helpfully points out. Beer in the glass, it's very floral and hoppy on the aroma. I'm getting grapefruit, pineapple and a touch of mango. It's got a good straw colour to it, very hazy, and we've got about a finger of white foamy head. On the taste, it's very fruity and punchy. It's got quite a kick to it with the amount of tropical flavours that's packed into this. There's passion fruit, mango, grapefruit, orange, with a touch of bitterness on the back end to balance everything out beautifully. It's very drinkable and very refreshing. There's a little bit of sweetness from the malt, and there's a pleasant, creamy aftertaste. Oh, what a fantastic beer. Luke, meanwhile, is having Haze of Thunder, an American pale ale coming in at 4.2% ABV, and as its name suggests, it is certainly a little on the hazy side when it comes to its appearance. It's a straw-coloured beer with slow-moving carbonation. It looks lovely and fruity and tropical in the glass. On the aroma, it smells fantastic, very tropical. Lots of tangerine, mango, passion fruit, lots of zesty citrus. I could actually smell it from the other side of the table. Now, when it comes to the taste, don't worry, I wasn't pinching Luke's. I did actually have one of these myself later on. And I'm glad I did because it's juicy and refreshing to start with. There's a little bit of sweetness at the beginning, and then you're getting that punch of maltiness and hoppiness coming through before finishing off with a nice touch of bitterness on the back end. It's a brilliantly balanced, refreshing and drinkable beer. And finally for this video, we've got the Golden Eagle. We started off this video with the Black Eagle, and now here's the original version to finish off. This is actually one of Brew York's signature beers, as you can actually see the Golden Eagle as part of their logo. This is a Czech-style Pilsner, coming in at 4.8% ABV, as again the poster so helpfully tells us. We can see that there's a decent amount of carbonation rolling up the glass. It's a good golden coloured beer, as the name would suggest, with about a finger's worth of foamy head. There's a very pleasant malty aroma, little hint of grapefruit in there as well. On the taste, it's sweet at first, it's malty and hoppy, very refreshing. Just like with the aroma, there's a slight hint of grapefruit in the taste as well. And right there at the end, we're getting a nice bitter finish, which leads to a very pleasant mouthfeel with just a hint of spice. A very pleasant and enjoyable Pilsner to finish off the video with. Now, I've always had really good beers from Brew York. There's not been a single beer of theirs that I've had and not thoroughly enjoyed. I love the design on their cans, I love the brilliantly pun-based names, and of course I love the beers themselves. They seem to be one of those breweries that just don't put a foot wrong, and they just keep upping their game and getting better and better. I'm looking forward to trying out another selection of their beers for this channel again very, very soon. But we didn't just pay a visit to Brew York whilst we were out on our Jolly Boys outing. Oh no, we also popped in to visit Kirkstall Brewery as well. So look out for that in a future video here on the channel. Right, that is the end of another Beer Club compilation. I hope you've enjoyed that. As usual, do the usual things on here. Do the like, do a share, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Click on the notification bell to get updates whenever I've got a new video up for you to watch. And yeah, until next time, thank you very much for stopping by the channel, and we'll catch you again soon. Cheers! Oh fuck me, that's good.